Hello everyone, today's lesson is Investigation 12, volume of prisms, pyramids, cylinders, and cones, and the surface area of prisms and cylinders. So here you can see in this picture that a cube can be divided into three congruent pyramids. So this shows that a pyramid is 1/3 the volume of a cube. So to find the volume of a pyramid, we do 1/3 the area of the base times the height. Okay, so 1/3 base times height, basically. Okay, so on this first one, I need to find the area of the base. So it's going to be 6 feet times 5 feet, which is 30 feet. Okay, so I have 1/3 times the base, which is 30 feet, times the height, which is always the perpendicular height and shown with this dotted line. Okay, so the height is going to be 8 feet. So 30 times 8 is 240, which then I'm going to multiply by 1/3, which is the same as dividing it by 3. 3 goes into 24 8 times, that's 24, subtract 0, bring down the 0, 3 goes into 30, 0 times. So the area, or the volume of this pyramid is 80 feet cubed. Okay. So you can do the same thing on this one. We have a fraction, but we would just do 5 times 5 1/3 times 6. If you remember, we take 5 1/3, we make this an improper fraction. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16. So this is going to be 16/3 times 6. We cancel first. So we have 16 times 2, which equals 32 feet. Okay, so that's my base, 32 feet. We need to times that by the height, which is 12, and divide all of that by 3. So 32 times 12 is 384. Then we divide that by 3. So 384 divided by 3. 3 goes into 3 once, it's 3, subtract 0, bring down the 8, 3 goes into 8 2 times, that's 6, subtract, that's 2, 3 goes into 24 8 times. So 128 feet cubed. Now, the volume of a cylinder, we learned, was pi times the radius squared times the height. Okay. Or, pi times the radius squared height. The volume of a cone is 1/3 of that, because 3 cones can fit into a cylinder. Now, we'll often see something here that says leave pi as pi, which means that they don't want me to multiply by pi. So to find the area of a cylinder, or the volume of a cylinder, I'm going to take pi times the radius, which in this case is half of 10, which is 5 squared times the height. Okay, so 5 squared is 25, and 25 times 5 is 125. Now, since it says leave pi as pi, that means I'm not going to multiply this by 3.14. Okay? Instead, I'm just going to say that this is 325 pi centimeters cubed. Okay? You also might be asked to use 22/7 for pi. Usually that's because you will be able to cancel it. So on this one, when we set it up, it would be pi, which is 22/7, times the radius, which is 7 over 1, times the height, 9.9. Okay, So in this case, the 7s are going to cancel. So I end up with 22 times 9.9. Okay? I'm going to leave that for you to finish answering. For cones, you also will see the leave pi as pi option. Remember, the volume of a cone is 1/3 times the area of the base, so pi r squared, times the height. Okay, so we're going to fill in the blanks here. We have 1/3 times pi, so we're leaving that alone. The radius is, let's see, so our diameter is 1.2. So radius is half of that, which is 0.6. So we're going to have 0.6 times the height, which is 10. Okay. So 0.6 times 10 is 6 pi. We're going to times that by 1/3, which is the same as dividing 6 divided by 3, which is 2. So the volume of this shape is 2 pi. Okay, so we're leaving pi as pi. Alright, this second portion is on surface area of prisms and cylinders. So we've already learned how to find the surface area of a rectangular prism. It's going the surface area. So it's 2 times the length and width, 2 times the length and height, plus 2 times the width and height. And that's going to give me every single side of my prism, instead of finding them all out separately and trying to add it all together at the end. Okay, so to show you how this works, we're going to have 2 times the length times the width. So that's going to be 8 times 6 plus 2 times the length and the height, so 8 times 10, plus 2 times, let's do this over, 2 times the width and height, which is 6 and 10. Okay, then it's just figuring it out. 8 times 6 is 48. So it's going to be 2 times 48 plus 2 times 80 plus 2 times 60. Okay? 2 times 48 is 96 plus 2 times 80 is 160 plus 2 times 60 is 120. I add all these up and I end up with 376 units for this one, units squared. Okay. Now for a cylinder, it's a little bit more complicated, because on a cylinder we have 2 parts that are circles, and then the piece that wraps around them is a very long rectangle. So to find the surface area, you have to find the area of both of the circles, which is the 2 times pi times the radius squared. And then you have to find the area of the big long rectangle, which is going to be the diameter, which is 2 times pi times the radius times the height. Okay, so let's just fill in the numbers, and you can see how that works. So here we have 2 times pi. We're going to go ahead and leave pi as pi in this one. Well, no, we're actually going to change it to 22/7 because we have a 7 here, and that'll make it easier. So we have 2 times pi, 22/7, times the radius squared. My radius is 7, so it's going to be times 49, because 7 squared is 49, plus 2 times pi, which is 22/7, times the radius, which is 7, times the height, which is 4. As we can see, the height is here, The radius is there. Okay? So we have, let's finish this out. We can cancel 49 and 7. 7 becomes a 1. 49 becomes a 7. So we end up with 22 times 7. So 22 times 7, up here, we will have 2 times 154 plus the second one. We can cancel these 7s. Those become 1s. 20, so that we're left with 22 times 4. We have 2 times 88. Okay. 2 times 154 is 308, plus 2 times 88 is 176. I add those together and I end up with 484 millimeters squared. Okay. A lot of work. It's definitely difficult, but as long as you put in the right numbers into the right places, you should be able to figure it out. And that's it for this lesson, I think. Let's look. Nope. Yeah, that's it. So good luck. And that's it. Thanks for watching.